Welcome to Tables, Ladders, and Bumps, a pro wrestling podcast, also a Liv Morgan and Karrion Cross appreciation podcast. My name is Marlon. I'm joined here by Wade and Pierre. We got a lot to talk about today because it is the road to WrestleMania. See Wade sporting the hat right there. I'm showing my favorite match of what I'm looking forward to for WrestleMania. And Pierre's going to give his take for what's popping on when he went to SmackDown this last Friday. And before we get into it, go ahead and drop a natural selection on that subscribe button and a prettiest moonsault on the like button. Share, subscribe, tell your friends about this podcast. If there's something that you disagree with that is stupid and outlandish, or if there's something that is stupid and amazing, share it, share it, share it. All right, let's get into what's poppin'. Pierre, you were in the Shy. That's where you're from. That's where you hail. And
Mhm.
so is the Second City Saint, Mr. CM Punk himself. Tell us about that reception for CM Punk. If you want to give us a general overview of expectations being met or not being met for SmackDown that night, you have
Uh,
20 seconds. No, I'm kidding. But yeah,
yeah.
Pierre was also on camera. If you watch
yes, he
Punk
was.
stand up on the railing and stuff, you will see Pierre
Yep.
on camera there.
Red jacket, blue beanie.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Um, man, it was like it's always when it comes to Chicago, a great time, high energy as always. Um, Kick up the show with CM Punk. Great, he coming through, taking him forever to get down to the ring. He's doing this thing. Makes his way, and I try to dap him up. He doesn't dap me up, but then he climbs on the barricade and uses my shoulder to prop himself up, which is still cool experience and stuff like that. And he was about to fall, held him down, I made sure he made it to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So everyone can thank me. Otherwise, he would have fell in the crowd, and that would have been it for CM Punk.
Yeah.
2 years in a
ACL
row.
gone.
Yeah, 2 years in a row. Not
Yeah.
going to WrestleMania.
He got hurt in AEW from that exact thing before, so it's not he like broke his foot from jump falling into the crowd or jumping into the crowd. So yeah, you basically saved WrestleMania.
I know. Thank you. I should get a
Seriously.
donut or ringside seats for WrestleMania, right?
Right.
Um, but no, man, just the show in general, high energy. You got to see the debut of Ray Phoenix, which was
Mm,
great.
what a debut.
Um, yeah, I guess probably one of the biggest talking point of soundbite of the road to WrestleMania is Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. You know, you're going 0-3, so that was cool. Um, Overall, the show, I feel like I was a little disappointed in the show. I wanted more out of the show. The favor that CM Punk wanted is like really, like that's the favor, not something more than that. Uh, I was happy to be in the building. I got this great, awesome chair, so I'm kind of like satisfied not even getting the chair at WrestleMania because I got something that kind of still represents
Thick chair.
WrestleMania 41. Um, but no, man, what you guys watching it? What you guys think?
Uh Well, I'll go first. For me, I was just hyped because I saw my boy Pierre on TV, so I was like, "Oh shoot!" I kind of saw him. I was like, "Damn, he got freaking good ass seats." And then CM Punk like climbed right up on him. I was like, "Oh shoot!" And I saw you had those Google goggles, and I was like, "Oh, we're about to get some crazy shots from this." Zooming in on CM Punk's crotch. So, still haven't seen those yet, but I mean, your Super Kick podcast, if you post that'll go wild. So you'll have 1 million subscribers in a day. But yeah, I really like the Ray Phoenix. Uh, well, just the fact that it was Nathan Frazier in general, we were pretty hyped. I know Pierre, you wanted the Miz, but
I wanted the Miz.
I
You
think
wanted
we
the
got
Miz too.
I think we got a better match where you actually got to see. Some people were kind of annoyed it wasn't a squash, but like if someone debuts that it has that style, I want to
Hmm.
see what they can actually do. And we
Agreed.
got like just the tip of the iceberg, because I've seen him do some crazy stuff. But having someone, I think Nathan Frazier's probably coming up to the main roster after WrestleMania anyways, so you don't want to make him look like a jabroni. Like you want him to still look good if it's someone that looks like, I mean, like a Karrion Cross or someone huge, you mean like a Braun Strowman, and you bring them, they're debuting, you want them to have a squash. But like high flyer guy that can do all this crazy stuff, you want to have a cool match that you could actually see. And I thought it showed the difference between I like Penta, but they're not at the same level, in my opinion, at this point in Penta's career. So I thought it was a good like kind of way to show um what Ray Phoenix is all about. Tiffany Stratton, we'll talk about that more. That was probably my favorite part of the whole night, to be honest, because I had just finally caught up to the broadcast live, I think, or I had to pause it and then whatever caught up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like a train wreck. So yeah, we'll go into that more. And the favor I thought was lame, but that was the favor I thought it was gonna be. So it is what it is. I don't like that match in particular. Um, yeah, there's just a lot of weird stuff going on. Seth Rollins is a bit extra right now for me too. Um, and I don't know. I don't really like Roman's acting right now with this stuff. It's like a little much for me. But I know some people like it. It's kind of like really cheesy to me personally. So it's like we all know it's gonna happen, and I don't know. I just don't like it. But
What's gonna happen?
huh? Oh no, I
What?
meant like we knew all of that was gonna
Oh,
happen
got it.
right
Got
there.
it.
If I swear to God, if Seth Rollins gets the wise man, like you, I or oh, is that ruin a tinfoil theory?
No, not
Okay,
that.
God. Because I know you. I think you said that last week to me, and I'm like, dude, I swear to God, if that happens, I'm
Mhm.
because that's just a zag for a zag. I don't think there's like any reason that that would happen. Um, but I think Seth's gonna win, to be honest, and I don't like it.
Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, this was a long entrance type of night for SmackDown. A lot of pageantry, which is cool. But when you think about what substance there is, a lot of it was entrances, and I'm okay with that.
Mhm.
But that's part of the show. The reception for CM Punk always blows me away, especially in Chicago. I mean, man, this guy's over and over and over. It's crazy to me. Um, the Ray Phoenix versus Nathan Frazier. I mean, I know Wade and I in here, I know you have some exposure, but Wade and I have been watching like Axiom and Nathan for the last couple of years. And, they're probably one of the best tag team
Period.
wrestling teams in wrestling right now, if not the best. And after watching that match, I'm really considering wanting to go to Stand and Deliver just to watch Nathan Frazier and Axiom wrestle. Like that's the draw for me. So I love that match. I know he had a snag on
Yeah.
jumping out of the ring, but seems to be the trend now since Jay did it. Um, because it happened to Jordan Grace. I think it happened to Lyra Valkyria. I know people have been getting caught up,
Yeah.
but
Happens. Like
yeah.
it's way as someone who's jumped through the ropes and stuff, it is way easier to do than you think. And if you just barely hit your toes,
Mm,
you like lose momentum. It's crazy how fast you lose momentum because I face
mm,
planted before. But I was like I wasn't going out of the ring. I was going like I can't remember. I think I was going into the ring.
hmm
I was going out. I think someone was catching me. But yeah, I was like scared the hell out of myself. So yeah, that's
Right. Yeah. I'm sure obviously it's not as easy as it looks, but man, I feel bad for them too. I mean, I feel bad for the person. And then like commentary has to like cover up, right? So I thought that was the cool part of the show. The Tiffany, I watched it on TV, obviously, but I didn't watch it in its entirety. But the Tiffany Charlotte segment, I couldn't finish. I could not finish. It was just the way the crowd was handling Charlotte, it was like a lamb to the slaughter. I was like, oh no, 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 don't be doing this. You can't. It looks so desperate. I couldn't. So, um, and then the favor was. it was anticlimactic. I agree with
Hmm.
you guys. It was very anticlimactic. And then I'm asking, obviously he's the wise man, and obviously he the motivator. And I just watched Punk versus Undertaker at WrestleMania. I forget which one it was.
Good ass match. Yeah.
What?
Really good match.
Yeah, it was. It was. But then, Paul Heyman wielding the urn and motivating Punk, it was a two and then it was a 2.5. You're that much closer. That was a great match. But I'm like, what more can Paul do? This question is open answered. Like having the wise man in your corner is for what reason?
I would take fucking freaking Liv Morgan and Carlito in my corner before I take Paul Heyman.
Right.
Like what they can actually do to help me win.
Right.
Like it's not like he's actually coaching them
Right.
in the thing, or like it's like you have like some yeah, it's like I mean, dude, it's
It's
not
not like it's Curtis Axel and Paul Heyman. It's CM Punk and Paul Heyman. Like
yeah,
Paul at this point, Punk doesn't leave Paul Heyman for anything. You
Right.
no.
know, like there's no real benefit to Punk unless it was going to be something that was going to be like, yo, now you in the main event at night two because of
Right.
me.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. Which is again, I don't know how that would happen, but I'd say that's pretty damn cool. Like, you
Mm.
put a twist
It
on this coach.
that's the purpose of the wise man is for like deals and like stuff like
Mhm.
that or strategy and like how to manipulate people, but I guess the fact that it can mess with Roman mentally is
Mm.
really
Mhm.
the real
Right.
benefit to it than like anything Paul Heyman's gonna like do. Like if CM Punk puts his foot up on the rope and Paul Heyman's near there and like Roman was pinning him, it just does that like now I just sold myself on it. It does like it can mess with him mentally where like
Yeah.
Roman starts to be like what did Punk even do that or did Paul Heyman save it? Like there's a lot of
Mhm.
I would say it's more mental than like
Mm.
if it
Right.
was like a fight to have him as your wise man for the rest of time or
Right.
like it wasn't in the match against Roman, I would say it would be completely useless. I would still take Liv Morgan and like Carlito like in there to take bullets for me than
Right.
Mhm.
Paul Heyman though.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, it's the mental thing.
Right.
So
Yeah, Pierre, what else? Anything else on that one? On your SmackDown experience? Did you meet anybody? Did you fight
Uh,
anybody?
Nick Aldis looks way bigger in person than he does
oh,
on TV.
he's
Um,
huge.
yeah, I'm like, dude, why aren't you wrestling? Because he had
Right.
walked past me. He took a picture with the guy next to me.
You might be wrestling.
You might.
But no, man. Overall, it was like I said, it was a good time. It The energy made me want to go to Mania, but the build to Mania, which we probably get into later, is still keeping me from wanting to go to Mania, and the prices too.
Yeah.
Right. Stand and deliver.
Is that your question? Did you want to go into your question, or do you want to go into like the Tiffany Charlotte thing, Pierre? Because we don't know what your question is. Which do you think would flow better?
So I think we can do my question.
Okay.
So speaking with the whole thing with the bill, yeah, in hindsight, we saw what unfolded at WrestleMania 40, and
Mhm.
so we don't know how WrestleMania 41 is going to play out. So my question to you guys: would you have paid if you had the money? Would you pay the prices that WrestleMania 41 is now for WrestleMania 40, knowing how WrestleMania 40 turned out?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought that was pretty.
Hmm.
Do you want to go, Marlon?
Yeah, so you're asking, would I have paid what would I pay WrestleMania 41 ticket prices for WrestleMania 40, knowing
Yeah.
how absolutely. Absolutely. So that was an unforgettable experience for me. I tried to make it special with Thomas, but he kept shutting me down. But I was like, hold my hand during the entrance.
That honestly, that was the like Cody the last match.
Hmm.
The vibe of that match when like people are coming in and like
Hmm.
everyone around you. Like we were like, Marlon was there. I was like giving shit to this dude in front of me who was like rooting for Roman.
Oh yeah.
Like the Undertaker came in and he was like, the dude gives me like a hug. He's like, oh, like he was getting so pumped. And he's like, all right, that was sick. Like it was super fun. Just the vibe of everyone. Like it
Yeah.
was uh yeah, I would easily pay the money because I'm kind of like chasing the white dragon or what is that the like druggy thing? Like you're chasing the
Yeah.
Yeah.
or whatever. Is like kind of that I want that feeling again, like Bailey's match that I thought was like
Mhm.
good against Io Sky, like and the crowd's like doing all the Bailey songs and stuff. Uh
Cash in.
yeah. And yeah, the cash in. That's like the best start you could ever have to a night. They've
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
much cool stuff. We got a carrying cross on the card. I mean, what else can you complain
Hell
about?
yeah.
It was even before we were obsessed with carrying cross. But yeah, that night too was so good. And then you had the Sammy match versus Gunther, like night one, that was good. I mean, we almost froze ourselves. So even knowing how cold I would have been,
Hmm.
Hmm.
potentially I would spend that money. I,
Do you think WrestleMania 41 is worth the price that it is right now?
I don't think we could actually say until we see the matches. So
Okay.
there's
Yeah.
like matches that I think on paper, like in ring, could be better than a lot of the matches that
Hmm.
we're getting at Mania.
Yeah.
So like Rhea versus Becky. Becky was like dying before, and the match
Mhm.
was fine. Like it was pretty good, but I think that could have. I would be shocked if Charlotte or
Bianca.
Bianca and Rhea isn't better than that match. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, and I do think we'll get into that. Charlotte Tiffany, I see they're going to be really bad or really good. So
Mhm.
I'm like honestly on edge for that. The Drew and to my knowledge, Drew and Damian Priest is on the card, right?
Supposedly, yeah. Yeah.
I honestly kind of like that build a little. Like I'm kind of into that match a little bit more than
Hmm.
expected. So there's like random matches there's a lot of really bad builds in my opinion. Uh
Hmm.
but I don't know, there could be some really good matches on there. So um if Gunther just obliterates Jay, that'd make my whole weekend. So I don't know. I think we know the Roman match is going to be like 40 minutes and super dramatic. So
20
like
minutes of
like
entrance.
that. Like it'll probably be better than the tag match we got to end night one last year, I would think.
I
Because
hope so.
I think that's the second longest WrestleMania match,
Hmm.
and not much happened
Right.
till like last, you mean 30 minutes. So uh,
Yeah. The I was sitting corrected when I was like kind of ranting about this year's card, and Wade said, "Great matches on paper, build terrible." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I could see that," because I was really looking at the faces on the card. I'm like, "Okay, these are some good faces who I look forward to seeing every week on the red or blue brand, right?" So
Hmm.
particularly this one, we kind of predicted this one, but I
yeah.
said, Gable would have been it. I think versus Dom or something like that instead of Dom. So uh, on paper, yeah, it looks good. On build, pretty rocky so far for me. Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Pierre, other than if we take out, and this is a big ask, I guess I'll ask
Hmm.
the group. If you take out the main event, so the night it's kind of hard to do because it had two nights for the main event. But if you take out those, so the build for the rest of the matches other than the main events,
I got you.
which do you think last year's WrestleMania was a better build or this year's? Or were they pretty close?
I almost want to say, and this right now, not really like putting like enough thought into it. They might be kind of close,
Yeah.
right? Because last year the men's stuff consumed so much of the build. I mean, it's the same way this year, but
Yeah.
I feel like the women match is getting a little more TV time and build than last year's. Either one. Well, actually, both of them now seem to be getting more TV time than the last year's both other two, Rhea and Becky, and well, it might be on the same part with Io and Bailey, same as far as like Bill. Um, but a lot of the other matches kind of still fall in the same line of like not that much built to them. They're kind of like impromptu matches. Like, I mean, this year we got Ellen Knight versus Jacob Fatu
Huh.
WrestleMania.
That's a pretty sick
You
build.
know, it is, and I'm hoping Jacob win. But we also got Naomi and Jay.
That's a
You
pretty good
know,
build.
It's a big build,
it is a big bill. I don't know if it's a WrestleMania match though.
right?
Probably not.
Backlash.
But
Yeah.
I'm yeah.
Then we get to, and not saying I don't want to see this match. I just hate how we hear 10 days is WrestleMania. We got El Grande Americano versus Rey Mysterio. You know,
They've been building that though. I'm just shocked it's on WrestleMania, but like
yeah,
that's a story that's been going on. Oh man. Now you're selling me on it, even though you're giving up points for yours. Like I'm kind of
yeah.
like those are actual builds that I feel like we didn't really get last year. Because we got
Because
like
last
Street
year we had,
Profits versus freaking AOP.
I thought that was a good build.
You did? I thought that was
Yeah,
very good.
because there was a lot of back and forth between the
I feel
factions,
like that
like
was
leading.
2 weeks
yeah.
though. But yeah, maybe
Um, Last year we had AJ Styles versus LA Knight.
that was
Because
a decent build actually. They like
yeah,
showed
he
up
went
with
to his house,
Styles.
I think.
Yeah.
We
KO
had the
Randy
main,
Paul.
yeah. I think that was just fun all the way around. We had Jay and Jimmy. Wasn't really that big of a bill. I think it was just all
Short
under the
build.
assumption. Well,
I think it was a short
Jimmy
build.
did interfere a couple of times, with Jay.
Mm.
Um, I don't know, man. I think, yeah, I still think it's kind of the same. This year might have a slight edge, I would say.
For the undercard, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. But Rey Mysterio asking Adam Pearce for a match at WrestleMania backstage was, I thought, pretty weak. But, you know, we'll see. Should be a good match.
I like that whole story though. Because like you can get why. Okay, I have a question I was gonna ask us because I didn't if we got to this match at all, but because you could understand why Ray's like annoyed that some like gringo is like pretending to be a luchador and like doing all that stuff. Like it makes sense, and he's just like kind of like I don't know. It's like a white person pretend. It's like he's playing the role pretty good, I think. Uh, Whoever is El Grande Americano, but it's I don't know. I'm kind of into that match, but I'm also like biased a little bit. But my thing is, I'm gonna be annoyed if they have Ray win again at Mania. It'll be 3 years in a row. He should have lost, and he's probably gonna cheat to win from LWO or something.
Mhm.
I swear to God, if a guy comes out and helps him, I'm gonna be pissed. So
Crosby.
Crosby just comes in and like beats up freaking. I'd be so mad. I'd be livid. So that's like my thing. Like with that match, I'm just like kind of nervous because I like Ray, but the dude's so old. He does not need to win another WrestleMania match, dude.
Mm,
Mhm.
What is he,
mhm.
56?
I don't know.
I'm not even
Probably.
joking. The dude's old as
Probably.
hell.
Yeah.
His son is like 27.
Right.
So I like he just does not need to win and should not win. So um we need heels to win some of these matches. I'd be
Yeah.
pumped if they
Yeah.
won almost all of them, but
Yeah.
uh I think if you have Dom win and Ray win and El Grande Americano, it would be kind of fun for those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Um, Speaking of builds, let's get into the 3 count. The subject is Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton, based on what happened last Friday, and on social media, and all the dirt sheets for if it was off script or not. Is the Charlotte versus Tiffany championship match the one with the best build? Is that what the question is, right?
Yeah.
Does it currently have the best build, and is it the most popular or
Intriguing.
intriguing story now out of all the matches, particularly the main events or the title matches, I should say? What do you guys think?
Um,
Yeah, go ahead,
I
Pierre.
definitely agree that it is the most intriguing out of all the matches right now. Um, I've seen people with multiple different opinions about, what was transpired between the two of them. Was it a low blow? Was it too much? Is it a work? Is it a shoot? As a fan, I like not knowing if this is real or if
Right.
this is,
Yeah. It's why we
you got
keep tuned in. Yeah.
it's the magic again. The magic comes back. So it's
Yeah.
like, do they really hate each other or do
Right.
they not? Um, I saw someone she was talking about, how the fans are ganging up on Charlotte, and Charlotte went had this real life interview somewhere, and she was saying how she was struggling with the divorce and injury and stuff like that. So for WWE or Triple H or whoever to have Tiffany try to come out and do this was terrible, you know. And I'm like, in for eons of wrestling years, internet that's happened in your personal life have
Yeah.
always, I think, like come to TV. You know, if your dad dies, you best believe the big
Christian.
boss man is
Cage is
coming.
gonna be ready to go,
Yeah,
man.
I mean that, or the big boss man is coming to the
Right.
funeral and dragging the
Yes.
coffin. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Forgot about
or in the instance of Natalia, she had a match with I want to say Ruby Soho, but I know it ain't Ruby Soho. But from the Riot Squad, and I think it was a cardboard cutout of a father.
Mm.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, and it's probably like 2 weeks after he has passed.
Yeah.
Like nothing seems to be off limits when it
Yeah.
comes to wrestling. Um, so to see that and the way Tiffany kind of hit the mic drop and bounced out of the ring made me feel like, oh, this wasn't supposed to happen like this. Like you knew what you was about to say, and you dipped out before it was about to get crazy. But even adds to it. And then Charlotte with her comeback, it was just like that's why Kazi's in my DMs, and it's like, well, first off, no one believes that,
Yeah.
Right.
but that's just a way of you just trying to say whatever you can to
Right.
get to try to combat what was just said to you. So
Right.
it makes it. Oh, and then not to go too long, but the week before we talked about how horrible Tiffany Stratton had looked,
Right. Compared to
you
Charlotte.
know, and we talked about it's supposed to be a dance and it's supposed to be
Mhm.
you're supposed to help your person you're with so the program looks great. I think we at that point now, if we look at it as a whole, the first week was Charlotte and it looked horrible. But in second week it's Tiffany and it kind of looks horrible. You look at it separately, but you look at it as a whole, hey man, we won and one. And, well,
Mhm.
maybe like 1.5 and zero point 0.5.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, yeah, it's definitely the most intriguing. The build has actually been pretty bad until like last week, I think. Uh I Here's my thing. Charlotte Flair, first of all, it's like it's one to like I think, and again, like my stuff, like I was just like getting trained in wrestling stuff. So like it's not like I was in the business, you know what I mean? Like dealing with stuff with the dead man or anything. But I feel like usually the people who grew up in the business and stuff, like Cody Rhodes or like a bunch of other people, like your family, you have family members that were in it. Like it's just accepted that you're gonna have to go through BS. And especially if Ric Flair is your dad, the dude's like literally the best wrestler ever. Like and was is one of the most notorious heels ever. You're gonna have to deal with some stuff. And if you've been I think with how much heat you have in the locker room too, she's not well liked by anyone really. It seems like I don't have very much sympathy if at all. Like okay, yeah, you got injured. Okay, that sucks. Like wrestlers go through that. And you went through a divorce. Okay, like that's less bad than people's like dead family members being talked about. You know what I mean? Like it's we're acting like it's we don't need to put on kid gloves for someone that's won a title 15 times and has
Hmm.
notoriously been difficult to deal with. Like she's been given everything like as a nepo kind of thing. Like she is really good, but you're telling me that how she's dealt with stuff backstage and like in the ring and like promo stuff. If she wasn't Ric Flair's daughter, do you think they would put up with this? And with how terrible she is in TV matches, like she sucks on TV in those most matches. So she'll like get an Hurricane Rana and then just like forward roll like 3 seconds after. I was like, what the frick was that? You know what I mean? Like any of us could be like learn that and do better than that, literally that in a day. So it's just like I don't know. I have no sympathy. So and her going, it's okay, she went off script. So what is Tiffany supposed to do? Like stay on script?
Hmm.
So yeah, you're she got frustrated because of the booze. And it was like deafening because she's not likable. And
Hmm.
then she does the like ooh squeaky voice thing to try to get into Tiffany's head. You know what? You do the boat like you do that, you're gonna get your comeuppance. So I don't. If you're the one who went off script first, then I think it's free reign. So I yeah I don't. I have no sympathy for her with all that stuff. Half of marriages end in divorce. All right, let's not like act like it's some insane thing that never happens to people. Most people get divorced. So, I don't know. I'm kind of a jerk, but I do. We've all of us have watched wrestling forever. Was what she said actually that bad compared to what we've heard people say about real life?
Nah. I think we're just in the era of mental health, and I think that
Fun.
why it might get highlighted even more.
I work in mental health. We need to like freaking okay. You got divorced. Like you could make a joke about it. Like what the heck?
I can imagine Vince McMahon. We're gonna use it.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
it's
use
like
it.
that's just the norm in wrestling.
It'll
And
get you over. We're gonna
if
use it.
that's not, it's too hardcore for you, and like you're getting paid what, $5 million a year,
Hmm.
I think is what Charlotte's contract is. It's 3 to 5 million. Like, I sorry, I do not have very much sympathy for you if they bring up you getting divorced.
Hmm.
Here, you can use freaking $100 bills for your tears. Like,
Hmm.
yeah.
Do you think Charlotte, I find a lot of like similar parallels with her and like Logan Paul. If they have the go away heat that they proclaim to, or that it's proclaimed that they have, does their in-ring ability make up for
Hers does.
the go away heat?
Yeah,
Yours does.
Virgo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like
In pay-per-views.
in pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, I recently watched the triple threat again with Ronda and Becky and Charlotte. I thought she did great. I saw the one with her versus Becky before that. Thought it did fine. And her versus Rhea. I saw most of that one again recently.
That
Great
match
match.
was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great match. So even with like the botch, like with the bloody nose and everything, or the broken nose, I thought that was really cool. So I, no matter what goes on with Charlotte, as much go away heat that she gets, I'm like, oh, I'm looking forward to seeing her wrestle. Like there's that justification to me. It's like I want to see her wrestle, and I hope that she does well because she does well.
Do you guys think it's really go away heat, or do you think they just find her kind of like I don't want her to disappear. Like I'm gonna boo the hell out of her, but I think she's kind of a very like rude and entitled. And like I want her to lose.
You think she's rude and entitled in like for real or as
Or that
character?
her character, I'd be shocked if she's actually, you know what I mean, Mother Teresa backstage. but based on how she works with people, like in promos, like I'm gonna go out on a limb and say she's not the most selfless person in the world.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and then you may say I'm judging, but uh, generally, like, yeah, I don't. Yeah, someone that would do that in their job, I don't think she constantly tries to run over people and ruin stuff for them.
Mm.
Mhm.
Like the belt swap thing. There's just like she just does unnecessary things that aren't it's not necessarily a character trait for her character. It's like
Mm.
you're trying to make the other person look bad and build yourself up in real life. So
Right.
You- Before I answer this, well, no, I answered. So I feel like the character needs to change, right?
Yeah.
She's been the same character
Yep.
since the beginning, like there's no, and even if you still want to be the queen, there's no like variation of the queen, right? I ain't saying you gotta be Undertaker American Badass, nothing like that. But give me give me like
Huh.
the Mad Queen or a crazy queen or something like that. Someone who I never had to see you have to work to get back to the top, right?
she has
Yeah.
a permanent money in the bank briefcase.
Yeah,
Right.
you're always at the top. And in just the stories of, I mean, we talk about Cody being like the ultimate babyface because he always had to climb away, get to the top, or to overcome some odds or something like that. She never had to overcome any odds. She's
Right.
just there constantly. So I think people get tired of that. Like you can't really root for her because when you look out there and you see people like Roxanne Perez and she's out there like grinding and she's showing out at the Royal Rumble and here you go, you
Yeah.
win, things like that. So I think people are just tired of that in general. I kind of forgot what I was about to say, actually about her, but yeah, I think it's really just a character change that she needs to have.
Do you
Hmm.
think that she's capable of because I kind of here I guess here's my thing. If she's gonna be difficult to deal with and like just try to freaking blow up things, I kind of like it because it makes me feel uncomfortable watching it and it's an
Hmm.
actual train wreck. Now, if she does this and she's still willing to cooperate with Tiffany and like maybe it wasn't okay that Tiffany said stuff about her getting divorced or whatever. Like, if, as long as she's like actually okay with that and she's gonna have that weird character trait of I'm gonna make it almost impossible for you, like a John Cena thing, because John Cena used to do that too.
Right.
But as long as she'll cooperate and make the match good, I'm cool with her always being like this, to be honest. Because there's a part of her like it makes me hate her, like in this
Hmm.
thing. I don't actually hate her as a person, but I'm like, dude, I freaking like I want Tiffany to beat her so bad. And there's very few people that actually make me feel that way, other than if I really, really like someone.
Right.
So I watch, I'm like, dude, I swear if Tiffany loses, I'm gonna be so mad. But like that's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, but like I don't know she's capable of a real character change or nuance in a character.
Right.
Yeah, but I think it would help if it was possible though.
Oh, for sure. I
Yeah,
agree. I
yeah.
don't think she could be a baby face.
No,
I think she's
I
incapable
mean,
of that.
I don't even need her to even be a baby face. You can still be the heel, but it's a different version of what you've always been.
Yeah.
You know.
Would you want her with like a heavy, like a I said I'm gonna use this person and I don't mean it because they're bigger, but like Nia Jax or like you have like how Liv has
Raquel.
Raquel.
Raquel. Do you want her to be like that? Like kind of how uh Nia was this year with freaking Tiffany? Something like that? Or
You know what? Actually, I think the story might be even would have been even better if it was Tiffany and Charlotte instead of where it was Tiffany and Nia.
yeah, she was hurt though,
Um,
so that wasn't like a
yeah,
possibility. But yeah,
yeah. Um, I don't necessarily know what I would want for her to do, I just don't want you to start at the beginning, at the front of the line each time.
Yeah. I don't think
You know?
that's gonna happen.
Yeah. So
That women's
I
division
guess,
is so good though. It's like you
yeah, because it's like, yo, it's like, all right, man, you Michael Jordan. Let's just say you Michael Jordan, right? And it's like, should you have to go start at the back of the line? No, you didn't put the work in. So you're this great in your profession because you're just this great, you know. But there's been so many other people that we feel like we've seen your effect on them, you
yeah.
know, where you, I guess, quote unquote, buried, you know, people, you know.
Yeah.
And you mentioned John Cena, and I was like, man, what if she is the female John Cena when
She
it
is.
comes to being on the microphone, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, except he's way better at actually doing
Yeah.
promos. Like I don't think hers are just bitchy kind of, you know what I mean? She's very
Yeah.
like, and I don't
Like,
want to like come across as you mean misogynistic by
yeah.
like there's just a vibe that it was different, but
Like I say, you would want someone to be like, man, this was the best program of the year, right? Like
right.
when you look at Mariah May and Tiffany Storm, I mean Tony Storm,
It's a
that program was amazing,
masterpiece. Yeah.
you know. So how do you duplicate that? How do you replicate that? You know, you both of you guys have to be on the same page. You know, it has to be a team. So you can't come out there. You can't just dump on your opponent in a way that it just you're not making yourself look better. You know.
Right.
Yeah, I have a question where I guess sorry, we're going into this a lot, but I just thought of something. So, if you look at like the future of WWE in the women's division, like just NXT, like Jordan Grace is fine with her. Jordan
Mhm.
Grace could hold it. But you look like there's Roxanne isn't amazing on the mic. Like she would just try to I think she would be intimidated by Roxanne's actual wrestling skill and try to just mess with just be a jerk with it.
Mhm.
And then you have look, Io's on the main roster. Like what would she try to do with EO or any of the people who are like not native English speakers?
Yeah.
Like you gotta let that person kind of work off of you. I think EO's like seasoned enough, she would just start yelling at her in Japanese or something. You know what I mean? And like be doing her thing. And I think she would like adjust. But the other two, I would be a bit worried
Yeah.
with what would happen. But yeah, it's like you want your veteran like a Becky Lynch, where Becky Lynch goes down to NXT and like builds up a Tiffany Stratton and levels her up. That ain't happening here. Like this match could be like a shoot fight, which is why I'm excited for it. So, do you guys think this will end up being a good match, or do you think it's going to go off the rails because Charlotte's going to try to make her look bad?
I think it's going to be a good match.
Okay.
I wanted to go off the rails.
You want it to?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I want. You know what? I want it all. I wanted to go off the rails because then I want because it didn't go off the rails with Rhea Ripley because it couldn't. Rhea was just is Rhea Ripley, you know, like so. Let it let it try to go off the rails, right? But I want Tiffany Stratton to be able to prove herself in the arena. Like, you know what? No, this is what we doing, and we gonna play this match out like it's supposed to go. You know, and you're gonna earn you're gonna respect me in this match. You know, and you're gonna respect
Tiffany's
me.
strong enough to like that if
Yeah,
Charlotte's really trying to be you mean like Tiffany's? I've seen her have stiff matches, like so. I don't. Uh, but Charlotte tried to do that with Nia Jax almost. They had that match that
yeah,
was kind of terrible
yeah.
because
And
it went
they
off
was
the rails. And it's
boxing a
like
little bit for real.
I would not want to do that with Nia Jax of all
Yeah.
people. You know what I mean? It's like me or you like talking crap to like freaking Bronson Reed and then having to like wrestle with them, and you're like, this tsunami is gonna hurt extra. I
Oh
don't know.
man.
All right, let us know what you guys think about the Charlotte Flair Tiffany Stratton buildup. Is it the most intriguing? Is it the best? Is it everything that you thought it would be, or more or less? All right, let's get into our tinfoil theory of the week, presented by Pierre himself. Pierre, what do you got for your tinfoil theory?
Okay. So last week I talked about the possibility of the wise man leaving with Seth Rollins. After thinking about it a little bit more, I still have landed on that same conclusion that the wise man will side with Seth Rollins.
Hmm.
But after hearing Seth Rollins talk about to Roman and everything, like it's always been me and you in this, no matter what. CM Punk is a snake. Um, we've been brothers in arms. We've been foes. We've been friends. We've loved each other. We've hated each other. I've always had to clean up your mess. I don't know what that means really yet. I haven't really sat down and thought about that. But and we talked about too. What's the point of Paul Heyman joining Seth Rollins? How would this put Seth Rollins somewhere else that he needs to go? Probably won't, right? Unless he joins up with The Rock and stuff like that somehow. That still seems like low hanging fruit because Seth did that with the Authority, when he stabbed the Shield in the back. Um, I think we get two two-thirds of the Shield back together. I think that Seth Rollins will have Paul Heyman slap with him just to prove to Roman Reigns that this guy has never been in your corner. He's a parasite. He's been just sucking the blood off and the life out of you. Seth Rollins would curve stomp Paul Heyman out of love for Roman Reigns. And this is start there. Whatever this they're gonna it won't be like that same night, but it's gonna be an epiphany for Roman
Hmm.
for them to join back up again. To take down whatever this new entity is with the final boss and John Cena and whoever else join, you're gonna need the Hounds of Justice to be back.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
I would hate that, but I mean, it's not.
yeah. The real head of the snake is Karrion Kross influencing all these people.
Yeah, that would make the most sense. If that, yeah,
Like
if Karrion Kross was the head of the snake, I'd be cool with it.
influencing The Rock, influencing John Cena, influencing Bruce Pritchard. This is the real head of the snake that everybody's overlooking. Paul Heyman, like Cross is the wise man, or maybe Scarlet. So you can clip that.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
I'm so disappointed with him. Like, well, not with him in general, just with
With
the
who?
creative with him, Crane Cross.
Karen? Yeah.
Do you think Sami Zayn got hurt?
I
He
don't
hasn't been
know,
on
man.
TV in a month.
Since
Yeah,
the Saturday Night's main event, right?
yeah. I mean, unless they reach on and sell what happened to Sammy, but dude, like, what are
I
we
just don't think
doing?
they have anything for him.
But
What are
you
they
think
doing with
he'd be
Crane
on
Cross?
TV still?
Hmm.
He's a big star.
Right.
Yeah. What are they doing with Crane Cross? Like, why isn't he part of WrestleMania? Why doesn't he have like actual more matches? Well, he does have a match coming up this
That's
Monday.
Yeah.
so weird. Yeah.
AJ?
He already
Yeah,
feuded with him like a year and a half ago.
That's right.
yeah.
He turned him.
Yeah, and then he's gonna lose to him again. But then
It's
it's gonna
like
be part of his plan and he'll beat Logan Paul, so that's fine.
I don't know, man. I want more for him. He's so great, and to not see him used to the full capacity that I think he should be getting used on. You get 3 hours of show, man. Like,
I know.
and real quick, I never catch these little in the crowd interviews with Jackie Redman or Kathy Kelly. Where are they airing these at? And I never
Oh,
see
the
them doing
UK
it.
and stuff. Everywhere except the US.
Oh, I'm like, how did I miss this? But yeah, that's what I got, man. Justice for
Sami
Karrion
Zayn is
Cross.
injured. It looks
Question is KO really injured?
I'm actually curious about that.
Mm.
Hmm. Hmm.
I hope he's not injured because I like KO. So it does look like Sami Zayn is injured, perhaps. So if that, I bet you Karrion Cross was because they were building that up. It looked like they were gonna have a match, and since
Hmm.
that he had that KO match, he's not been on TV
Hmm.
once, right? I haven't seen him. I don't remember seeing
Nope.
him.
Hmm.
Nope.
So that was Elimination Chamber. That was the last time he was on anything.
Yeah, it was Elimination Chamber. Okay. Yeah.
So I do think that kind of like that's gonna screw over Randy Orton and what's his name? I think that's why El Grande Americano's on the card is because of the injuries. You know what I
True.
mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. Speaking
Which,
of not being on TV,
huh?
where's Roxanne Perez?
She's on NXT, dog. Why though? That's like the thing. They should have just she. Why would you have her in the Elimination Chamber so high up and then?
And then
Yeah.
feud with Bailey.
Yeah.
Did they ever
That's-
have their match? Did
No.
they have a one-on-one?
I thought they wrestled on an NXT.
I think it was in a triple threat. I don't know if it was. I didn't know
Oh,
if it
they
was
did have a
one-on-one.
triple threat. I don't
It
think they
was
had.
with Julia, right?
I think so. I can't even remember. Maybe
Yeah. See, yeah, I
she's
don't know.
feuding with Jordan Grace, isn't she?
Currently?
Or she was
No.
for a bit.
It
Yeah,
was.
she should be on the main roster. There's no reason her and Jordan Grace, there's no reason for them to be on NXT.
Yeah. Bailey, like, there should be a Bailey Roxanne WrestleMania match going on.
I said that. Yeah.
Yep.
Or Stand and Deliver.
Or Stand and Deliver. That's what I'm saying. So, all right, that is our show for today. Let us know what you guys think about this WrestleMania build. Uh, which is the biggest match that you're looking forward to? And Cero Miedo. I love that. My daughter does that a lot now too. Um, we're looking forward to seeing everything that unfolds in WrestleMania, and we will also be in Las Vegas during WrestleMania weekend. So if you watch the show, come by and say hi, or if you'd like to just say hi, we will be all over the place. WWE World, we're going to go to the What Culture viewing party for SmackDown, and you guys are going to WrestleCon in a couple of days, right?
Yeah, I'll
Might
probably
go someday.
yeah. Thunder from Down Under, Pierre will be there like
Thunder Down
every night.
Under for
Yeah.
sure. Magic Mike, I heard is great also. So we will be in Vegas, and that is our show for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, tell a friend, share. Thank you guys. We'll see you on the next one.